I must say, I always wanted to take over the role of the Vice-Chancellor. Yeah, I do a great job. But, no, seriously, actually, this is a very special roses for me because I've now done 9 out of the 10 roses in the time that I've had the privilege of being a Chancellor. And they've been 10 fantastic years. And it's interesting, with the roses, they've always been brilliant, but each year I think they get better and better. And I'm quite sure that York will have had a look at this and they'll up the ante even further next year. But of course, we in Lancaster, we have got to go over to York and win. But that's the challenge I put. But also, I think we can be very proud as two universities of the Roses competition. It's the biggest inter-university competition in Britain, probably in Europe. I believe I am told that maybe the Americans have some as well, but they have really competitive, nasty kind of competitions. Well, I think the nice thing about the Roses, I think it shows the spirit of the two universities, very competitive, but terrific spirit as well. And I hope you've had a really brilliant 3 days, and I must confess, I'm even more delighted that we won. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sir Chris. We're so fortunate to have you. Thank you very much. Now, as you've probably gathered, we're half making this up as we go along, but we've won, so, let's not worry too much about technicalities. So now, we are going to have a few words from Lancaster Vice-Chancellor, Professor Mark Smith. Please give him a warm welcome.
So, thank you very much for that welcome and thanks for those words, Chris. If you want to take over at any time, you're most welcome as Vice-Chancellor. But just to say that when I became Vice-Chancellor 2.5 years ago, there was a list of important things that I was told I must get right. And one of them was, you must realise how important roses is, and I kind of scratched my head a bit. And I said, don't the people up here realise that this was over 650 years ago? But apparently not. And I can see that that rivalry is live and well between the two universities. However, I thought it was a great idea of the first Vice-Chancellor of York to decide there's some sort of event goes on between these universities called Oxford and Cambridge. They get together on some river down in the south. And once a year they have some sort of event against each other. We should actually try and do something up here. And that was actually an inspired decision 50 years ago, because the event has grown, as Sir Chris said, into something which is a real rivalry between the two universities, but one in which the spirit, and as I've walked around the campus, although it's clear there's rivalry, we both want to win, but nevertheless the important thing is it's an event that we can take pride in as to how the two universities have come a long way. Now, 50 years, this would have been a muddy field, and so would York. We now can be very proud that we are amongst not only the best universities in the UK, we're amongst the best universities in the world. And that's a... And I think the challenge now, as Sir Chris said, is how do we keep getting better, including the Roses event. I looked down this series of events that were taking place over the last 3 days, and I have to say the list is fantastic. I didn't realise we had that many sports going on at Lancaster, and I learnt a new word. So I don't know whether the Octopush team are here. But why you want to play hockey underwater, I have no idea. But nevertheless, well done for introducing that event. I think what we need to do now is we need to just celebrate the kind of achievements of the people who have put this event together. And I think the coverage on the internet and on Bailrig FM and Lancaster TV has been great. You could watch it, and the question is, of course, to show you what Spirit Universities and University Vice Chancellor get in, the first question I've now got to ask is, how can we make more money out of this? But nevertheless, I think we'll be talking to Sky next year about whether they want to televise it live. Because I can see some of our cricket team over there, actually. And of course you now realise that they are stars of Pakistan television, but now we've got to decide how we can make the two universities the stars of the UK TV. Two things to finish on before I get on with the real business. The first is congratulations to the Lancaster principals for their famous victory over their York counterparts. Well done. And I have to own up. I let you down, I'm afraid. In fact, Kern and I, Vice Chancellor of York, we had a good game, but he edged me 21-19. So next year. So next year, Kern, we look forward to the rematch. I can see you've got plenty of spirited students at York as well, mate. So, just with that, I mean, I think I really do want to mention, though, the contribution that's been made by the Students' Union at York, and of course, Lancaster as well. I mean, there's this kind of throwaway phrase which says that the students are the best ambassadors of their own university. And I think that the events, not only the way they've been put on, in the very professional way they've been put on, the way you've all competed, could not illustrate that more strongly. So with that, I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a great pleasure to take part in parts of it, and let's get on with the ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Mark. Now we're going to get on and give out some trophies to our winners. But before we do,